Welcome to our poster, Paraphrase Types for Generation and Detection. A paraphrase is a pair of two texts that mean the same thing but use different wordings. But why do paraphrases matter? Have you ever searched on Stack Overflow but you couldn't quite find the answer to your problem? And all that effort just to find out that someone else has just asked that question but in a totally different way. And that question has an answer. Paraphrase detection helps identify these questions and group them together in an automated way so that more people find answers to the same question. Or think about plagiarism cases. Someone has copied a research work by another person without credit, and they've rephrased it in a way that it's very difficult to see that this is the same thing. But if these paraphrases can be identified, also academic misconduct can be spotted and targeted and also prevented. So far, paraphrase tasks were designed to solve if there is a paraphrase, not why this is a paraphrase and which aspects they differ. That makes resulting models limited in various aspects and provides less capacity for interpretability. If a question is the same as another, why is that? Is one an ellipsis of another? Was there a change of the order in words? Or was it a negation that has been switched? Paraphrase types specify the linguistic perturbations between texts. In this work, we take the definition of paraphrase types to propose two tasks, paraphrase type detection and paraphrase type generation. In the detection task, a model needs to identify which of the 26 linguistic aspects have changed between the texts. In the generation task, the model needs to generate a paraphrase with a specific type. In our experiments, here in the first table, we evaluate models on this new task, paraphrase type generation, with the ETPC dataset. ETPC contains of 26 paraphrase types for 5,800 annotated examples and over 16,000 annotated types. We fine-tune models on 70% and evaluate on 30% test set. While models are generally able to generate paraphrases, their performance is lower than those of related tasks, for example QQP, which is not shown here. BART outperforms Pegasus, particularly in Rouge L, suggesting that BART may be better suited for the task when contexts are longer. Although we expected fine-tuned ChatGPT to be much superior over smaller models, it does achieve higher BLUE scores but lower Rouge scores than BART. ChatGPT generates text that matches the reference at the n-gram level more precisely, but might be missing out on covering other parts of the reference. This means the generated text might be very similar to some portions of the reference, but does not capture the entirety or breadth of the reference content. In the second table, we evaluate models on the paraphrase type detection task on ETPC. We then also evaluate models trained on the paraphrase types on the Quora question pair dataset to see if learning paraphrase types provides any transfer learning capabilities. QQP is a dataset of approximately 300,000 pairs of similar questions that could be paraphrases. Here, DeBerta achieves the highest performance of all encoder models for detecting paraphrase types. In the traditional case and binary case, we have 83% accuracy, and if we move to paraphrase types, only 65%, and in the paraphrase group, 67%. ChatGPT outperforms DeBerta in this case and achieves 11.8% higher results than DeBerta. Ernie 2 closely follows DeBerta in a binary detection, but trailed in type and group detection. Overall, the scores for paraphrase type and group are relatively low compared to the binary case, and this shows that type detection is much more challenging than traditional detection tasks. To further show transfer learning capabilities, we also use Llama version 1 with paraphrase type examples from ETPC and then evaluated on 3 salient dataset, QQP, Turl, and PAWS. Turl encompasses around 2.8 million pairs of human-authored sentences from Twitter news, and PAWS has 65,000 pairs of machine-generated texts. These texts are obtained from Wikipedia and were created by implementing some word reordering and back translation strategies. We also report the human performance on the respective tasks, and the result revealed that there's a positive trend when scaling Llama from 7 to 65 parameters, and while scaling the model improves the baseline without paraphrase types, the incorporation of these types leads to even better performance across all of these tasks. And this analysis complements earlier findings that larger models are also more capable of paraphrase tasks. To summarize, we propose 2 new tasks based on paraphrase types to instruct models specifically to detect and generate paraphrases. Both of these tasks complement traditional tasks, by providing more granularity to identify specific lexical variations. We've shown that these tasks are more challenging than a binary scenario or the traditional scenario, and they can also improve model performance on standard paraphrase tasks. Our work calls for more diverse datasets to improve the linguistic model capabilities, and also Blue Rouge and accuracy are limited in exactly evaluating whether specific types have been generated or detected, so there also needs to be done more research on these metrics. We provide an interactive demo of the trained model to generate types interactively, and you can select a specific type and ask the model in a chat-like way to generate a specific paraphrase. So try it out now. Finally, we want to thank the German Academic Exchange Service, the German Research Foundation, as well as the Lower Saxony Ministry of Science and Culture and the Volkswagen Foundation for partially funding this work. Also thanks to Andreas Stephan for discussions and ideas about this work.